there's no body in the world, literally, I mean like no physical body in the world that can give you self-love if you simply do not do the work. All right, y'all. My name is Jennifer, but I go by Jay. Most people used to know me as Blue, as China. The woman I am today prefers to go by Jen or Jay. As I walk in my transparency and my power and my self-love daily, like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, it just came to me to talk about the spiritual meaning of having cosmetic surgery, specifically a Brazilian butt lift. Now, I realized that there is like a whole pandemic of women surgically enhancing and augmenting their body due to societal pressures, due to the close proximity of celebrities. Now you can see their lives, their lifestyles. And I truly believe that most of it is just really from a lack of self-love and internal knowledge of self. The doctors, the surgeons, they have a job. It's to sell you, they sell you self-love in a package because you don't realize that self-love comes from within. Your self-esteem is built from within. So it doesn't matter if you're really big, really thin, perfectly shaped, natural, augmented. If you do not do the inner work, the inner healing, the shadow work, the trauma healing, if you do not love yourself, if you cannot sit alone with yourself in solitude, if you cannot look in the mirror and hug yourself and love yourself and tell yourself that you're sorry and that you forgive yourself for the mistakes that you've made, there's no body in the world, literally, I mean like no physical body in the world that can give you self-love if you simply do not do the work. And this is from my personal experience and what I see happening today in the world amongst younger women, amongst older women, how everyone is objectifying each other. I believe that this mirrors everyone's internal beliefs about what you need to do in order to be worthy. And I believe that having cosmetic surgery reflects a subconscious belief that I must look a certain way to be loved, worthy, or safe. I believe that when you feel pressured or you feel that these augmentations and procedures are a way to elevate, that it's really a mirror of what you need to work on, which ultimately is self-love and self-acceptance. I am now 31 years old. I got my body done. I got my BBL in 2015. So it's officially been about 10 years. It's going on 10 years. It's a little over 9. I got it done for my 22nd birthday. So I went under the knife when I was 21 years old. I was quickly approaching 22 years old. And I truly thought in my head, right? I was looking up to, and this is not to blame anyone at all. I was looking up to Bernice Burgos, Gracie, Curvy J. Grew up in New York City. This is at the time when like Star Tenders was out. Subconsciously in my mind, I was like, oh, now if I have this beautiful body because I didn't love myself, then I will have this lifestyle. I will have the bags, I will have the house, I will have the car, I will have the perfect man, I will have the perfect social status. This was literally in my mind at 21 years old. I promise you now, I truly believe that getting a BBL was going to give me the lifestyle that I desired. I learned the hard way that I was sadly mistaken, and I went down a very dark road, bartending in the strip clubs, comparing myself to everyone else, shrinking myself to be accepted by people that didn't even like or love or know themselves. I always knew that I was different and that I was unique. And, you know, I was very young. I was very impressionable to external influences because self-love was never taught to me. I grew up the tallest of everybody I ever knew in my life. I had a unibrow when I was younger. I had love handles, I had back dimples. You know, my body was just very different. And I compared myself to other women. I didn't grow up seeing tall women. I didn't grow up seeing women that love themselves at all. I didn't grow up seeing women that believed that they can do whatever it was that they wanted to do. I didn't grow up in a household of love. So that was always lacking within me. Our spirit uses everything as an opportunity for growth. For me, I came full circle in the sense of I returned to my truth, meaning I was always enough. There was nothing I ever had to change about Jennifer in order to be worthy, loved, to have friends, to get a job, anything. There was nothing I ever had to change about my physical appearance in order to be enough. That is an affirmation that I practice. I was always enough. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. And it's going to become redundant, and it's going to become so painful and so uncomfortable. It's like shadow work is vomiting on top of yourself. But you have to literally throw up all those subconscious beliefs that you have created over years and years and years of conditioning, of your influence, of absorbing other people's energy, absorbing other people's projections, other people's beliefs about themselves that they've projected onto you. You have to throw all of that up, unlearn it, and then relearn new affirmations, new subconscious beliefs about yourself. And now I practice self-love daily. I work on my sovereignty. I work on my integrity. I practice these rituals, self-care, self-love every single day. I am intentional about my life. I also have here that women of color, that is why we were so easy to be targeted. I can only really speak about us. The lack of self-love that we have in our homes, especially these single parent homes. And I've never seen anybody grow up in a house that taught them self-love. In school, they taught us everything, but they didn't teach us self-love. So I feel like it's us, women of color, who are falling victim the absolute most to these procedures. Having a voluptuous body is natural for Caribbean women. It's natural for African women. It's natural for Latin women. The European beauty standards started selling us our own look, and then people bought into it, myself included. I think that a lot of women nowadays go under the knife to receive the acceptance of a man or the love of a man. They think that if they change their body, if they alter their body, then the man will be more faithful. He will propose to them. He will love them. He won't cheat on them. He won't abuse them. And I'm just here to say that if that's why anyone wants to get a procedure, a surgical procedure, it's never worth it. No one is going, if they don't love you, they don't love you. And going under a surgical procedure that is life-threatening it's not the answer. Just like having a baby or a threesome will never be the answer to keeping someone that doesn't want to be kept. It's just the simple, hard truth. There's this thing where people say, like, if you want to do it for yourself, then do it for yourself. I'm here to debunk that, because I also do not believe that you are getting augmentation for yourself. It's never for yourself, right? We all are naturally humans. We want to be accepted by our peers. It's natural to want to belong. And when you get surgical cosmetic procedures, it's from a frequency of lack. It's because you have this subconscious belief that you are not enough. About 88% to 95% of our daily habits and actions stem from the subconscious. Our subconscious beliefs begin to develop at the age of 6 to 7 years old. That is why they say that children under 6 years old, sometimes 7 years old, can remember their past lives, because the world hasn't given them a belief system yet. The world hasn't influenced them. Their parents, their teachers, their friends, TV, none of that has altered their mind and their belief system, so they're able to remember those past lives. Not to digress, but I just said that to say that your subconscious is really in the driver's seat. When people say that they want to do the surgery for themselves, that perhaps they're trying to reclaim sensuality, femininity, or an identity. It may be a way to transform, to alchemize your pain, your experience, your trauma, your suppressed expressions. And it can mean reclaiming autonomy over your form, healing the mother womb, or generational shame around the body. And maybe, perhaps, there's a lot of complications that come with Brazilian butt lift. My liposuction was so aggressive that I literally got a numbness in certain parts of my stomach, right? I believe that there is also a spiritual reason for when these complications and pain arises, because now the pain, the regret, the complications, now it's also divine, right? And the body becomes your sacred messenger saying, I want to be heard now, not fix. I want care, not correction. Holding yourself in those places and loving yourself, massaging them, and being gentle with yourself. And I've met a lot of women that regret their BBLs. But anytime anybody asks me about my BBL, I always tell them, don't do it. Don't do it. And they look at me like I'm nuts. Like, but you look so good. Don't do it. Don't waste your money, your time. Do not alter your body. It's not going to fix anything. I assure you, I promise you, it's not going to change anything in your life if you do not do the internal work. And that's what this whole video is about. If you do not do the internal work, nothing changes. You change your inside, your outside changes, not the other way around. Being an alchemist, it takes a great deal of work, a great deal of courage, and it's all about turning your wound into wisdom. If you allow the experience to bring you full circle back to yourself and you're willing to do the inner work, then there's never going to be a failure. It's always going to be a lesson. And I'm just here to say that at 31 years old, I am a self-proclaimed self-love advocate, because I've learned that self-love is the key to all things. And the relationship you have with self will determine the relationship that you have with all others. As someone who's had cosmetic surgery 10 years ago, it's not worth it. Thanks so much for your time. I'm going to go ahead and add some healing affirmations on the next page that you guys can practice if you can relate to anything that I've said. If anything resonates with you, also feel free to leave a comment about your experience. If you've had a BBL or breast augmentation or a tummy tuck, you know, how long ago did you get it? How do you feel after? How did you feel before? Have you been conscious of the reasons of why you've gotten it? Has anything changed for you internally after your procedure, your work, you know? But yeah, sending so much love and embrace. Ashe, y'all.